as I told you in the last video, we were going to start Unit 7. This would be Lesson 29, and this unit is on sorting and counting. And we'll start with page 194 in your book with the numbers. Okay, on page 194, it would ask you how you can sort cubes. Well, here we have some cubes. So how would you sort these cubes? Okay, basically with this, there's one way to sort them, by color. Okay, so we would put the blues together. We would put the yellows together. Yep, if I don't knock them all over the place. Put the greens together and the reds together. Okay, and we've sorted them by color. How many blues do we have? 2. How many green? 2. Yellow 2 and red 2. Okay, well, while I'm looking at this, I can see another way to sort them. Can you? Think about it for a few minutes. How else could you sort these? And I'm sure one of you have, if not many of you, have come up with the idea. You can sort them by how they are positioned. These are laying with the hole up. These two are, and this one, these are laying with the part where you would connect them together straight up. So we have 3 different ways. That's another way to sort them. So we would have, 1, 2, I turned that one over as I did that, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that group, and we would have 1, 2, 3 in that group. Okay, so that is another way to sort them. Okay, let's look at something else that we could sort. Let's look at the cards that I have been using in these days. And tell me how you might sort these cards. Can you think of a way to have maybe 3 groups of cards? Or maybe just 2 groups of cards. First, let's try just 2 groups of cards. Okay, I'm thinking, again, color, blue and yellow. So 1, 2, 3 blue, 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. Okay, can you think of another way? How about the cards where there is no writing? So here are 3 cards with writing and 4 cards without writing. Now, can you think of a way to have 3 groups? Okay, have you thought of a way? Okay, I'm looking at cards with writing, cards with lines, and cards with just plain backs on them. So that would be 3 different groups. And I would have 3 in this group, 2 in this group, and 2 in this group. Okay, let's try something else. And you could do this at home with your family. Now, I'm going to do something that you can do with your family. I'm going to group them, and you have to think of how I group them. So I'm going to group them like this. These are in one group, and that's in another group. Can you guess what what attributes I'm looking at in order to group these? Have you guessed? Okay, the attribute I was looking at is shiny. These 2 have shiny thread, and these do not. Okay, now I'm going to group them again. in another way. Okay, I'm going to put these 4 together and these 2. So what is the attribute that I used to group them? Do you know? Okay, I've grouped them by size. Those are the big spools and these are the small spools. Okay, I'm going to group them again. Okay, now can you tell me what was the attribute that I used to group them? Have you caught it? Can you guess it? Okay, these 2 are gray, even though one's shiny and one's not, they're both gray. These are 3 different shades of blue, so they're all blue. And that one's by itself because it's the only one that's gold. Okay, so this is a game you could play at home with your family. You can get some things and then put them out and group them and ask somebody in your family to tell what attributes you used to group them. That's a game you could play with your parents or with your brothers and sisters, and it would be a fun game to play. Okay, looking at the next page, how can you sort the fish? Okay, there's different ways we could sort the fish. What is one way? Look at the fish. What's one way we could sort the fish? Do you think of it? Okay, we can sort them by size. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big fish and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small fish. Okay, can you think of another way? Okay, how about color? And again, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange fish and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purple fish. Okay, now how else can you sort those? A little bit less obvious. Okay, did you know some fish have stripes and some fish have dots? Some have stripes, some have dots. So we could do all the fish that have stripes. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 with stripes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fish with dots. Okay, here's another one that it's a whole lot less obvious, but can you think of one more? Look carefully. Look at the whole picture. Okay, how about fish with bubbles? You have 1, 2, 3 fish with bubbles coming out of their mouth, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I get them all? Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 without bubbles. Okay, so we can sort things in many different ways. If you have dolls at home, you could sort your dolls, or if you have toy cars and trucks, you could sort those. If you think of our class at school, how could we sort our class at school? Okay, we could sort boys and girls. We could sort people who have glasses and people who don't. And there are a lot of people with glasses. We can sort them by things that they like. We could sort them by color of hair. We can sort them by whether they're left-handed or right-handed. Okay, there are all sorts of ways that we can sort things. So this is our lesson for today. You will have in the book with the animals, the parent page that you can start looking at. It will tell us what we're going to be studying in this unit. We're going to be studying how to take care of data. we're going to study how to put things into groups based on the attributes of color, shape, or type, and how to organize and display that data. We're going to be using either tally charts, like this one, where we use tally marks, or a picture graph, which we use some kind of a symbol to indicate how many of each. So we will be looking at those, and then on the page in the back, it will give you an activity that you can do. Okay, this is the first lesson, and we'll be back with another lesson later.